How's it going, everyone? And welcome back to Sleep by the Hearth, where, guess what? We are gonna go on an adventure. Just kidding, it's not available yet. Had you fooled, didn't I? Probably not. Because, well, yeah, probably not that easy to fool. So, instead, we're gonna bring back a fan favorite, and by fan I mean nobody, but maybe me, because the idea of it humors me to no end. Not the Totem Shaman, no, the Silent Shaman, where I use every silence card available, and then some. So let's see who we can annoy today. I have to win 2 Shaman games, and this deck doesn't usually win too often. It's one I designed myself. Probably why. But who knows, we might get lucky. That's why I chose cool. Because even though I'm really low in the ranking, no reason to go any lower. Hey, look at that. We even found a worthy opponent. It's a warlock. He thinks that my soul's gonna be his. That's a shame for him. Because we've drawn a Tuskar Totemic, Healing Wave, Spectrum Light, and Hex. For those of you just listening along. Well, we're going to keep the Tuskar and chuck everything else, because all that stuff is mid to late game at best. We draw into an Ironbeak Owl, which will be hopefully pretty decent, a Hex, and a Muckless Champion. Not a bad draw. Chances are, depending on how things go, we might turn to coin out Tuskar Totemic, depending on what he plays on the field. It's his turn first. Get that jewel out of there. Messing with the board a little bit. It's actually my least favorite board. There's not a whole lot of interaction, but I only recently discovered that you can make the guy in the tent snore. Can't really hear him too well, though. Alright, so turn 1, I could Ironbeak Owl it, but there's really no point. In fact, I used to really like Voidwalker, but I don't really feel like he serves much of a purpose. Early game just isn't that important. To put a 1/3 taunt on the field, I feel like you can get better value somewhere else. Being a bit more offensive at least, but I could be wrong. Warlocks are tricksy people. Alright, he hasn't put out anything else, so now it's time for the Tuskar Totemic. And by the way, we drew into a Loatheb and a Sledge Belcher. Oh, look at that, we have a Vitality Totem to get back that entire 1 health that we lost. I mean, it's value. It's, in a way, technically free, I suppose. I can at least use Tuskar to get rid of his Woodwalker unless he buffs it up somehow, which he's a Warlock, I'm sure he'll figure it out. But if he places anything fancy on the field, I can either Hex it next turn, or I can Ironbeak Owl it. So I'm not too worried. Oh, he is going to Mortal Coil my Tuskar. What a meanie. Well, we got rid of the Woodwalker. And now he's going to play a Soulfire to get... Oh man, he discards a Hellfire to do it. I think I won that exchange. Unfortunately, all I can do is play a Totem at the moment. That's the unfortunate part of this deck, is if you don't have anything to silence, you end up with a lot of dead cards in hand. Until mid-game, where you can start playing things like Loatheb and Sledge Belcher. So that's another 2 turns out. And we have a Youthful Brewmaster now, so when we use our silences, we can bring them back. And we also have the other Brewmasters as well. Okay, so it puts out Tazdingo. And we are actually going to Hex. Because I don't like him, and I don't want to waste an Ironbeak Owl, because it'll just die and I won't have any real field presence. See, my deck is something of what I like to call just the poke and annoy kind of a deck. It's not built to win, but if your opponent's trying to do something, you can just make them really annoyed that they can't do it. You can silence just about anything they have. In fact, I even have that guy that allows you to... Oh, hey, I got the Mistcaller. Nice. Okay, so now we can make some plays. Watch this. We are going to play out... Actually, do I want to silence him? If he goes off, it doesn't really matter to me a whole lot, to be honest. I could put out a Sledge Belcher. Yeah, that's a tricky one, isn't it? I'm not sure exactly what to do, to be honest. I feel like you'll kill my Sledge Belcher real easily. But you know what? I think it's worth the try. In fact, no. We have to do Loatheb, because that way he can't use a spell to kill it. And then we can run Loatheb into the Abomination and get rid of his 4/4 and the Hex Taunt all in one. In fact, the great part is, if this works out, next turn, yep, he's going to run it in himself. Perfect. He's got no spells he can play. And next turn I could play Mistcaller, which will be amazing. So he's got the Harvest Golem out. Do I want to Mistcaller? Because it's only a 4/4, but I get a ton of value. But I could silence him at the same time. You know what? We Mistcaller. Whoa. Now that looks cool. Let's see what kind of answers he has for that. I mean, he can't really answer the buff I got, but he can answer the Mistcaller technically. This is the pack I got the other day, and I even recorded that. I think it was the end of the last video we did. So you can go watch me open that if you want. I mean, you can also just watch the entire video. Oh yeah, for those of you just listening, we now have Ancient Brewmaster and Spectral Knight on top of everything else. And just to recap, all he has is a Harvest Golem on the field. I have a Mistcaller. In my hand, I have Ironbeak Owl, Muckless Champion, Sledge Belcher, Youthful Brewmaster, Ancient Brewmaster, and Spectral Knight. Everything has +1/+1 in my hand and deck. So my other 20 cards in the deck are all going to be buffed up as well. Oh, he's going to Soul Siphon it. How original. Too bad for him. I've got a plan all worked out. It's called Silence the Balls Out of him. So we're going to go ahead, silence his Value Golem. And then on top of that, we're going to play Ancient Brewmaster to bring it back. And then we will have a 6/5 on the field. Now, when the Ironbeak Owl comes back, it goes back to a 2/1, unfortunately. But I'm not too upset over that. We already did what we wanted it to do, and on top of that, we'll get to silence something else that comes out. Oh, he's going to Shadow Bolt. Alright. Is he going to run... oh, he's got another... oh, he's using Drain Life. For a second, I thought it was another Mortal Coil. Alright. Well, you might have done something against that, but you're not going to have anything on my Spectral Knight. And we'll even throw out an Acolyte of Pain. Here's where we start making the comeback. You can't touch that Spectral Knight, and his Hellfire's gone too. Unless he has another one, but who runs 2 Hellfires these days? He's going to Shadow Bolt my Acolyte of Pain, giving me an Arcane Nullifier. Alright. He's going to run it right into my face. Well, too bad for him. I have another lovely little silence. So he's got a 4/5 that's not doing anything. And I now have an Arcane Nullifier on the field. If I really want him to be annoying, I could place down a Noatron. But you know what I am going to do is I'm going to use Full Brewmaster on the Ironbeak Owl. And you know what? I'm going to kill his 4/5. I want to keep that control. I've learned too many games that if you go face and you're not really in the range of lethal, it's not really worth it. Oh, he's got a Hellfire. Who'd have thunk it? And a Dread Infernal. Oh my god, this guy's got everything. He's living the dream. Too bad for him. I've got a Dr. Boom. And on top of that, I have an Anoyatron. Too bad the 1/1s from Dr. Boom didn't get buffed up. Well, he's burned everything for his mass removal. He's lost 2 Hellfires. Who runs 2 Hellfires? Apparently this guy. He's going to learn the meaning of Hellfire in a moment. When I punch him in the face... That didn't work out the way I planned it. In fact, I didn't plan it. That's probably a lot of the problem right there. I'm sure he's just in awe of my golden Annoyatron. He should be. It's pretty amazing. He's going to Mortal Coil on the Boombot. Come on, get that. Oh, wow, it got 4 damage on it. Yes. Did not expect that. That was kind of amazing. Alright. Now we're about to show this guy the meaning of the word value. Because we have that good old Muckless Champion. And we're going to use it. And technically we could Iron Beak Owl. And when I say technically, I mean, yes. We're going to Iron Beak Owl. And we're actually going to do it on his Azure Drake, just to be sure. Let's go face with him. Let's see. Let's go face with that too. And you know what? The face. It just looks good to go face. He's down to 9 health, and he's not going to be able to answer an entire board like this. Trying to think of what he could do. Oh, he's got a Faceless Manipulator. It's not the biggest tool in the world. Unless he can, get rid of everything of mine. If he can prevent me from doing 9 damage to him, then yeah. Oh, he's got a bit more health. But it's gonna wrap it up, folks. GG. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna be a real dick, and I'm gonna Spellbinder. It's Dr. Boom. And buff up my dudes a little bit more. I'm gonna send in you, and then we'll finish him off with the Dr. Boom. The good old 10 smack to the face. Well, that went a lot better than expected. I'm really glad I put in Mistcaller. That can make even the worst of decks pretty decent. In fact, no, we don't have time for another one, unfortunately. This one's going to have to be a bit of a shorter episode. Because I'm technically going to be cutting this one in 2. I'm really sorry. This one might not even make it up in time. Some of you might have already gone to bed by the time this one goes up online tonight. And I do apologize. I was at work today and whatnot. But I guess if you stick around for a moment, you can just listen to me ramble. If I can remember what I wanted to ramble about, that is. Oh yeah. I am going to be making another video right after this one for tomorrow, because I will be gone all day tomorrow, and I'm actually going to be live streaming with a friend of mine. Not ASMR though. I may in the future list what the stream is, but we haven't started a regular schedule yet, so I don't want to get people's hopes up. But yeah, it'll be my not so ASMR voice when I do that. I'll be wild and crazy and saying things while eating amazing pizza and drinking Mike's Hard like a sir, because true gentlemen drink Mike's Hard. Not lemonade. No, not the lemonade. You gotta, if you're gonna drink Mike's Hard, you gotta do the cranberry lemonade. It's just the best way to go. And don't be ashamed of it. If you're a guy and you think, oh, girly drinks are girly, but you actually like them, come on. Just enjoy it. A drink's a drink. Tastes good too. I hear some car driving by making weird noise right now. Don't know if you heard it or not. But yeah. The next video I do, I might do another. No, I'm not going to do another Shaman video. I want to try to make each video relatively unique to the channel with different things. Even though I've done the Silent Shaman once before, I technically did a variant of it today. So, meh. I'll probably do another flavor text reading. That's what we're going to do. So, and the next videos after that will be the adventure, I believe, because tomorrow, I believe, is the 11th. Right? Maybe, possibly. So we should be getting a new adventure Thursday. It'll only be the first wing, but that's perfect enough for a video or two. Might not even might even be like a video per boss if I'm that bad, which I expect to be. The silence deck has actually been really interesting in the past. I used it to clear a lot of the stuff in Blackrock Mountain because it silenced a lot of stuff in there. But later on, it was terrible. Just god awful, as it should be. But that's gonna wrap it up for today. And as always, I do thank you for the likes and support that you guys have been giving me, and the comments as well. They've all been wonderful, and keep it up. You know, I'm gonna be doing these regardless, but hey, it feels really cool to read that someone liked my work, or they liked the sound of my velvety voice. Would velvety be the correct word? I don't even know. I have no idea when it comes to that. So, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss for words, as always. But, I don't know, maybe you like me rambling sometimes. Just to keep on going. Sometimes I don't know when to stop. Sometimes I don't want to stop. What are you going to do about it? You gonna eat a meatball sub? That's a poor inside joke for those of you who watch the Cox and Crendor morning show podcast. Well, I guess listen to, because you can't watch it, but yeah. If you're a fan of Jesse Cox, you'll get that reference, because I'm a huge fan of his. So, anyway, enough actual rambling, because if I make the video too long, it'll take forever to process. So, without further ado, I hope all of you have a good night, and I'll see you on the next video.